Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode of You Name It and I Play It, we're going to be playing Poison United Wings. So United Wings is a archetype that does more damage for each United Wings Pokemon in your discard pile. But since United Wings is kind of limited to the damage it can do, we're going to be playing it with Brute Bonnet and Binding Mochi to increase that damage output. And since we already played the Poison package, we can also utilize the baby Pecharunt to even donk your opponent in some games with the help of Perilous Jungle and Carmine. So maybe playing United Wings with the Poison package can finally make it good enough for people to actually play. So let's see what it's all about. We in total have 4 United Wings Pokemon: Murkrow, Wattrel, Dartrix, and Flamigo. Flamigo has the ability Insta-Flock that says when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may search your deck for up to 3 Flamigo and reveal them and put them into your hand. So that means you can search your deck for 3 Flamigo and right after play something like a Research or a Carmine or Ultra Ball or something else to discard those Flamigo. So you will be doing more damage, since the United Wings attack does 20 damage for each of your Pokemon in your discard pile that has United Wings as its attack. Murkrow is your main attacker because Murkrow can attack for 1 Darkness Energy, and for 1 Darkness Energy, of course, like I said, has the United Wings attack. That's exactly the same on all the United Wings Pokemon, so I'm not going over it again. Then Wattrel is basically here just to discard it because it's like the worst of all attackers. It has a 2 energy cost. Has less HP than Flamigo, same retreat cost, so Wattrel is basically the card you want to discard. And then we have Dartrix. Dartrix also here just to be discarded since Dartrix is a stage 1. Since we want to discard as many Pokemon with the United Wings attack as possible, we're playing the Brilliant Blender to search our deck for 5 cards and discard them. Hopefully you kind of have a feeling how the deck works, so let's go into our game plan. This deck has a pretty simple game plan. Just discard as many United Wings attackers as possible or Pokemon with the United Wings attack and just start swinging. Like I said, you also have the Pecharunt, so you can actually donk on the first turn of the game through that Toxic Subjugation ability with Toxic Powder from Brute Bonnet. So those are your 2 main ways of knocking out Pokemon. Pecharunt and of course Murkrow. This deck doesn't play like a lot of tech cards. The game plan, like I said, is fairly simple. It's just Pecharunt most of the time in the early game and then just start swinging with Murkrow. And of course, if your opponent promotes a single prize Pokemon and you're able to knock it out with Pecharunt, that can also be very good, since then you can preserve energy on something like a Murkrow. That's it for the game plan. Let's get into the more specific cards. So Squawkabilly is a very important card in this deck, also why we play 2 of them. Squawkabilly has that Squawk and Seize ability that allows you to discard your hand on the first turn of the game and draw 6 new cards. Most of the time being able to discard a couple Pokemon with the United Wings attack in the process. We're also playing 4 Carmine, since if you go first you really want to still discard your hand and draw as many cards as possible. So Carmine is also a very important card. Pecharunt EX is here, so it becomes easier to donk with Pecharunt or get Murkrow in the active and actually poison it without using Brute Bonnet. Pecharunt can be a good late game attacker if you actually get the energy on there. That's basically it for the Pokemon. Let's move on to our trainers. We're playing 2 Binding Mochi, since Binding Mochi says the poison Pokemon this card is attached to deal 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. We're playing 4 Night Stretcher, since Super Rod shuffles back Pokemon and energy from your discard pile into your deck, which you most of the time don't want to do. Night Stretchers are a better way to immediately get the energy or immediately the attacker you need. We're playing 4 Nest Ball, since Nest Ball is just the best way to find your basics besides Ultra Ball, and we're playing 4 of those. We're playing 3 Professor's Research, 4 Carmine, 1 Brilliant Blender of course as our A spec, 4 Perilous Jungle, and 4 Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. And then for our energy we're playing 6 Darkness Energy. So that's the full list. Before we go into our first match, if you want to be in the next episode of You Name It and I Play It, let me know down below what card or deck you might want to see in the next episode, and maybe I'll check it out for you. And if you want to join my channel Discord, make sure to check the link down below in the description to join. Alright, and with that, let's get into our first match. So it looks like our opponent will go first. I think that's pretty good for us, since, I mean, we could, I don't know, yeah, I think that is better for us. I do think so, yeah. I guess we just start with Pecharunt EX then. We have a Flamigo in hand, Squawkabilly, Blaziken Charizard. Interesting. Unfortunately, United Wings doesn't have something that can take out a Charizard because no United Wings deck plays Rowlet. So the Decidueye is not, Dartrix is not going to be able to swing. We do have Binding Mochi. I think we have I'd say we have a pretty good hand here. We have a Flamigo. We can bench this in a sec, get a Get a Murkrow, then play Blender, discard a couple, and our opponent just concedes. Alright, let's go move on to the next one. Alright, we are going second. We have a pretty decent hand. We have a Murkrow, we have a Flamigo, a Carmine. So we can do a couple things. We also have Pecharunt in hand, but probably not going to use Pecharunt this time around. We also have a Darkness Energy that's also pretty decent. It looks like we are playing against Ethan's Typhlosion, so yeah, I'm not sure. I think that should be like a decent matchup if we get the first prize card. So if we knock out the Badu, which like we are gonna do, I think this should be favored for us, since if it's a single prize deck facing off against a single prize deck, in most cases the one that takes the first prize and can consistently take knockouts is the one that's gonna win in the end. Alright, Blender is also in there. I think I'm gonna get Brute Bonnet here. Since I can't do that, let's attach this here. Attach an energy to Murkrow. I think benching Pecharunt is actually a pretty good idea. And probably just research here. Discard 3 Flamigos. We get the jungle, that's also pretty good. I could Ultra Ball already, but you know, I might as well just hold on. Maybe for next turn. I think I should just do this, right? And pass. Like this. And now it just gets knocked out because of poison, so we take a prize card and our opponent will not have access to Pheasantipity, which is pretty sick. So far so good. We have a Dartrix, so we can Ultra Ball away 2 United Wings Pokemon this turn. So that's going to be pretty solid. Yeah, I think this should actually just be a pretty free matchup. I don't know, United Wings, it doesn't seem half bad. You just have to have a lot of Pokemon in your... Well, something just fell in my room. You have to have a lot of Pokemon in your discard pile. That's like the biggest thing. Holding it back from being like competitive, since if it did like 40 plus 20, even then it would have probably been not even been that good. But yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of unfortunate that they make these cool archetypes or remake old archetypes, whatever, and then they're not even like half as good as they were, you know. But yeah, it's it is what it is. He's just gonna swing for 40, and that's actually gonna knock us out. Okay. Well, that is stupid. I guess I just promote Pecharunt then. I mean, I can get a Murkrow. I can get a Murkrow back. As well as a Pecharunt, yeah, I could actually switch into with energy as well. So we just get Pecharunt and Murkrow here. Pecharunt. And since we're gonna research, we might as well just play this. Get another Murkrow. Attach this here. Or bench this, attach this. Research. Brilliant Blender is pretty good. I think we should have a couple United Wings attackers still in here. Let's discard a Squawk as well. So now we'll be actually swinging for a pretty big amount, or like a pretty decent amount. One unfortunate thing is next turn they can just combustion again, since Murkrow will get poisoned once again. Yeah, I guess it isn't nothing we can do about it at this point. Let's swing for 200. Okay, 200 on, I mean, on the second turn of the game though? That's actually pretty good. Maybe United Wings is better than I thought. Let's just take a prize card. We get Pecharunt. That's pretty solid. Probably not gonna use it, but I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's actually kind of useless. Why did I say it's solid? It's pretty much useless. There's like no way they don't have anything else, right? I'm gonna be honest, United Wings is probably just better than Ethan's Adventure. I don't know how bricky this deck can get, since all the matches I've played with it so far seemed pretty darn good. But yeah, on paper, just kind of looks better. He's not gonna team Evo. You're joking. And I'm gonna team Evo like on the 4th turn of the game. That is kind of crazy if he does. Getting another Ethan's Adventure, sure. Do you like the artwork on the Murkrow? Looks pretty sick. Yeah, I mean 200 damage with the poison we would be doing with a Mochi 270, so I don't know, it's pretty darn good, or at least a whole lot better than I thought. Okay, we're gonna get knocked out through our own poison. Yeah, I think we just promote Pecharunt EX here. We do have Carmine in hand, so pretty confident that we will be able to establish an attacker this turn again. You know what, why not? And just Carmine. And we whiffed. Well, then I guess we just... yeah, it doesn't matter, it's gonna get poisoned anyway. Subjugating Chains, Toxic Powder, and pass. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to knock out the Quilava. But yeah, we whipped the energy, so nothing we really can do about it. Just sit there. It is gonna get knocked out next turn no matter what because of the jungle, so unless it evolves, which is probably something it's gonna do, it will get knocked out. That was kind of unfortunate. Whiffing the energy there kind of sucked, not gonna lie. Our prize lead will... yeah, we don't have a prize lead then. And then we're looking rather tough. So I think if we whiff another energy, like next turn or the turn after, I think we're just toast, actually. Yeah. How many Ethan's Adventure? 3, right? Yeah. Really doesn't matter. We don't have another Pokemon that's gonna deal more damage, so. Promote the Murkrow. Yeah. There's the energy. Alright, so if the Carmine were a research, we actually would have hit it. Let's play Nest Ball. Let's see what we have in deck left. Not a whole lot. I don't think there's a reason for us to play research right now. Just 2 energy, Night Stretcher. I think we just smack with United Wings and swing, and they probably have a Typhlosion in hand, or I think they have an Ethan's Adventure in hand, so that means they, yeah, kind of have a Typhlosion in hand. We do have a Murkrow in hand ourselves, 2 energy in deck as well as like 2 Night Stretcher, I believe, so I think the chance of hitting the energy are pretty high. Yeah, there's like a very small chance we don't hit it, and then we just smack with another Murkrow. Maybe I should have benched it before, actually, since now I'm kind of like forced to poison it again. But yeah, I guess it's too late now, huh? It's gonna evolve into Quilava. There's another Cyndaquil. Yeah, it's unfortunate we don't play like any type of hand disruption. If we played like a type of hand disruption, maybe then we could have like Iono to 2 and then win the game from there. But if they just get Typhlosion every turn from now on, they just win the game. And we can't whiff not even once, I don't think. So yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. There's a super rough. What to do? I mean, now with Pecharunt, I can't attack with Pecharunt since I can't charge up Pecharunt. I guess Brute Bonnet with the baby Pecharunt, but then at that point might as well just... Oh. If they have boss's orders in hand for next turn, we're also just cooked. Okay. Well, let's promote Pecharunt EX and let's see what we can do. Bench Murkrow. Let's play Night Stretcher to get back an energy. Research. Yeah, we also don't play any Gust, like not even an Iron Bundle. So I don't think so, at least. Otherwise, wait, let me check my deck. No, not in deck. So if we play boss orders, which I don't think we did, it is prized. Yeah, switch in Murkrow, I guess. And just United Wings. Yeah, they can knock us out with Lava again because of poison. I should have definitely benched Murkrow beforehand. I don't think there is a world where we can win this unless they promote Ursaluna. Yeah, they don't. And even then, how much are we doing now? 4, 6, 9, 13, 260. Okay, and with Binding Mochi and the stadium, we would be doing enough. Max belt, that's sick. Max belts. Oh, Iono. Okay, that's. I wanted to say fine, but I'm actually not sure how that is. Team Evo. Probably not gonna use Team Evo. Guessing. That would be pretty stupid. Yeah, what do we even do here? The poison really hurting me at this point. Huh. What to do? If we take out this, he's just gonna promote Ursaluna and win the game. I think we just lose here, unfortunately. I think the only thing I can do is like Toxic Powder, but then he just wins. Probably. I think this is seriously the best I can do right now. Which is like kind of sad. I think we just lose no matter what to Ursaluna. Research. Crazy prize card or top deck. There's a Nest Ball. Gotta say, the deck was fairly consistent. The only thing it just lacked was Gust. So maybe an Iron Bundle would be a pretty good thing to include in here. Or maybe... what else? Maybe a PAL pad with a boss's orders. Just play one boss and a PAL pad if you were able to fit that in here. I think a bundle can very well fit in here. Yeah, he's just gonna promote Ursaluna and take a knockout here. Well, unfortunately, that will be the game. Yeah. Really nothing we can do about that one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It was a little bit shorter than usual. I'm sorry about that. Just didn't have a lot of time this time around. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure if you did to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And my final thoughts on the United Wings deck is it's a pretty cool turbo deck. If you're looking for a rogue deck, it is probably a little better than people give it credit for. I mean, being able to deal like 200 damage or 270 with the Binding Mochi as well as the Brute Bonnet on the second turn of the game on a basic Pokemon for 1 energy. Just saying, that's pretty darn good. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason, of course, why it's a rogue deck, but still, it's a pretty good deck. So if you want to try it out, make sure you do. It is very fun. And if you want to join my channel Discord, make sure to check the link down below and join the Discord there. And if you're curious to see if Turbo Dark is still a thing, check out the video right here, and I'll see you there.